Okay, I need to work on my transitions a little bit better, but
You're just fine. And
Yeah.
I've missed you. I haven't seen you in a while.
No, I haven't seen you in a hot second.
I know. It's been...
I'm just glad you were able to make it for this one.
Well, you know what?
It's been tough getting you here to do a podcast.
Life has, thrown me some curveballs.
Yeah, for sure.
Librarian's got a lot going on.
Whoops, I had you muted. Go again.
I said librarian's got a lot going on.
It does. The library's tough job.
It is
Especially if she got new books coming in.
Yeah.
Things like that.
And I have to delete a lot of late fees because I don't actually charge them.
What? Do you have late fees
How
at
do
a
you make
Catholic
money?
school?
You know what? That's part of our problem.
How are you going to build the new cathedral?
Exactly.
They want a new cathedral there?
There's probably some more statues that I need to have done.
Oh, my
goodness. It happens.
So everybody, welcome back to another episode of Coaching, Caffeine, and Comedy. I'm your host, Hayley Kobza.
And I'm Lena.
So today in studio,
I'm sorry. I don't know. It's fine. Anyways.
So today in studio, we have Kyle Dellevoet. You introduce him because I feel like I always do introductions.
That's so not true.
Okay, you say what he is. You say something. I'll say something. We'll just go back and forth.
We've done that
We've done this before. Go.
Yeah. Father.
Dog owner.
Leader of his church.
Father of 5 children.
Husband. Did I say that already?
Yeah.
Oh.
Broken Bow native.
Music man?
Military.
Oh, that was a low blow.
I know.
Raiders fan.
Has tattoos.
Have you ever won the soup cook-off?
No, I have not.
Oh, that's awkward.
He just talks.
Non-winner.
Talks
Non-winner
smack.
of the soup contest.
Gosh. Biggest smack talker at church. My turn. Past neighbor.
What?
You bet.
Is this when you were biking on your heels?
It was. Yep.
Started there in that
He
neighborhood?
he forgot. He didn't realize that was me living next door, saving his dog from across the road, things like that. One more.
I think he does some public speaking. Like you've went to groups, haven't you? No?
Yeah, some.
Yeah, some.
Yeah.
It's part of the deal.
Yeah. So,
With the
there.
okay. Well, this is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad
Okay.
for us.
We got Kyle. Have you ever listened to any of our podcasts?
I have. Not extensively.
Okay. Which ones have you listened to?
I listened to the Tyler edition.
Okay. That guy that no longer works at the church? Janitor.
You fired him.
We did fire him when you hired us for your new marketing plan.
Yep.
We can get into that.
When he brought out the harmonica, it was time to retire.
Time to go.
The TM. Yep.
Yeah.
Next.
The TM.
Yep.
The Thomas Thatcher.
Oh, Thomas,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Okay, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, those are my guys. I listened when you first started.
Do you work out with Thomas Thatcher?
I previously worked out with Thomas Thatcher.
Okay. How was it?
And live to tell about it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thomas is great.
We need to go. I know.
I will video because I feel that's important to capture
Or
it
Jake
in the
and
moment.
I could go.
Of course
Little
you
workout
can.
date.
Go. Have your fun. Okay?
I think you both should go. And Thomas and I, we could do a Muay Thai thing.
A what?
Muay Thai thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thai boxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like flexible boxing, right?
It's kickboxing, but it's the most brutal form of kickboxing.
Okay.
Sure.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
I've heard people say things are fun
when
before.
people say brutal
And then
they
fun.
say fun, it just doesn't seem like
Yeah.
it goes.
And I'm like, wait a second. This is the person we listen to every Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like he's lying to us.
Every Sunday.
Yeah.
Seems a bit much.
Yeah, a little bit.
kickboxing is kicks and punches.
Okay.
Muay Thai has knees and elbows, which are slightly more brutal than kicks and punches.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Next.
We got to do a warm up. Sorry.
We do.
So give me something. I always come up with these.
I know you do, but you do it so well. Why should someone else steal your thunder?
I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, you're from Nebraska.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The pen and the notepads are making me so nervous.
Right.
Let's give him 30 seconds.
Yep. Got it.
And he has to come up with,
Counties?
ooh, did we do counties before?
Not
Yeah,
that
let's
I'm
do
aware.
counties. You have to come up with at least 20
No way, in 30 seconds?
in 30 seconds.
That is impossible.
That's a second every, yeah, okay, 15.
Yeah, let's...
15 counties.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Lena?
I'm ready.
On your marks, get set, go.
Arthur, Keith, Hitchcock, Red Willow, Custer, Cherry, Buffalo, Kearney.
Carnies?
Yes.
Okay.
Lancaster, Sherman,
Okay,
15
Loop.
seconds.
Odo.
Oh, wow.
That sounds made up.
That does.
Gosh, I'm done. I got nothing.
8 seconds.
You're at 12.
Valley, Frontier,
You
Clay.
almost-
Time's up.
Beautiful. 15.
We may have done that once. Did we do that with
I
Carrie?
don't think so. I
don't
think we just
remember.
did towns. That was impressive. Good
Oh,
job.
Yeah, that was.
Were you nervous?
Yes, very
Okay, I
nervous.
was going to tell. I could tell in your breathing.
Yeah, the hot
Okay.
seats.
So
hot.
It's not hot. I think
But
it's nice.
the pressure of the time things is
It's
a little
tough.
much sometimes, yeah.
Okay, Kyle. So you're minister of a church.
Uh-huh.
You were in the military.
I was 10
What-
years.
What field branch?
I was a chaplain with the CAV, so combat arms. Really cool. A lot of fun.
Like, is that like under something?
What do you mean under something?
Are you thinking like Army?
Like the
Yeah,
Army,
yeah,
Army,
yeah, yeah.
Army National Guard.
Oh, okay, got it. And so you were a chaplain.
Pastor for soldiers.
I like it. So did you go anywhere?
I didn't go overseas.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I just kind of, I got shuffled around, and when I went somewhere else, the person that came behind me got to go to the cool places. So unfortunately, how it happened.
So did that start you being a pastor? Were you leading a church at that time, or did that come first, being the chaplain?
So I worked in ministry from the time that I graduated college,
Okay.
but I was working with college students. So for several years, I worked with college students, did ministry on a college campus, and it worked great to be a chaplain because I didn't have Sunday duties and drills are over weekends, and so.
Oh,
That
that
made
makes
sense.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
So I was doing ministry, and then I joined the Guard, and then I moved here. And then when I took over in the lead role at Mocha Christian, then, like, do you really want to get deployed when you're trying to lead a church? All of those sorts of things came up. So
And so that's when you kind of made the decision to retire. Correct.
yes.
Is that what you call it? Or like?
No, they don't let you say retire unless you go 20 years.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So when, during this time, that was a pretty short, time frame. When did you meet Jody? That's your wife,
Yep.
for those that don't know.
I met Jody in 1998 in March, right about this time.
I love that you know what month you met her.
Yeah, I mean, I met her in passing in January. Not that I was keeping track, but
Sounds
Stalker.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say.
I thought she was like kind of stuck up, like snooty, like sorority girl kind of thing.
Okay. Where did you meet her?
I met her at a ministry that I was part of. Like another guy had brought her by,
Oh, awkward. Just kidding. Yeah.
and so anyway, I met her, and then we ended up on a mission trip together in March of 1998, and hung out, and 3 weeks later we got engaged, and 9 months later we got married.
So you just knew.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
She was. Well, I mean, you've met her.
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
great.
she is.
You know what? After I met her parents, I'd probably want to marry her.
Yeah, that's so.
They're
there's
the nicest people
I
ever.
don't know her parents, I don't think.
Delton. What's his wife's name?
Vicky.
Vicky. So Delton, oh, he's going to, you know what? That's going to be the person I'm grateful for. But Delton, we could not find a place to live. And I was in severe depression when we moved up here. I lived up here by myself when I got my job. And I was like, I just need my dog. I need somebody because I didn't have Clay. And Delton has rentals and he doesn't allow animals, but he let me have my dog.
Oh.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So that's when I was his neighbor and he didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
so it was
Yeah.
Delton, me, Dellevoet.
Yep.
Yeah, great people.
So there's some truth to that, right? Because Jody and I were on this mission trip. We hung out. I thought she was amazing. I'm like, I think I might want to marry this girl, but I'm not 100% sure. She brought me home for Easter just as a friend, and I met her family. And
You're
I'm like, I got to seal the deal.
Yes.
I can't wait on this.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And
That's
so
fun.
a week later, I asked Dalton if I could marry her, and he's like,
Whoa.
"You think you want to wake up next to her every day for the rest of your life?" I'm like, I think so.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I might go out of town sometimes.
Not overnight, but maybe just a few hours down the road. Yeah. Oh, God. That's funny.
Yeah. So we got married in January of 1999, and
Ever since.
yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of my bike riding days,
Yeah.
I had a flat tire once, and the bike shop, little Trinket or I don't know,
Tommy
Tommy
Tom?
Tim or Tinker Tom.
Tinker Tom's.
Yeah, I was
Show
like,
some
oh,
respect.
it's gonna take like a month before I can get my tire fixed. So Dalton's like, just bring your bike over, I'll fix it.
Oh my God, he felt so bad for you.
He fixed my bike tire like twice. I even like when we moved to Maywood, I'd just bring my bike in.
Give the guy a break, okay?
He's
You're
so
not his
great.
responsibility
So great.
anymore. He's like,
Okay, but speaking of Delton though, like the house that you guys live in, I love houses in McCook. Lena, we've talked about this
Yes, we
before.
have, yeah.
You live in a really cool house.
Yes, we do. We're very blessed.
And didn't like Delton, did he like help redo that or like, because you guys like completely gutted it?
Yeah, so I didn't have anything to do with that. But when Jody was in junior high, they bought the house for Texas. And
For like
tore it-
nothing, right?
Yeah, and
like
tore it down to the studs and completely redid it from
oh my
top
God,
to
I don't
bottom.
even know where you live.
it's one of the cool houses on Norris.
the one that you
Here
wanna
we're
walk
telling
by
everybody
and-
where to go.
Don't
Go
yes.
there for Halloween, everybody. They have full candy bars.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Totally kidding.
Oh
you do.
my gosh.
No, we don't.
And cans of pop.
That's like 1,000 kids on.
I know. And on Norris, that
all
was like my
waiting.
biggest thing. People are like, I remember last year, everyone's like, Norris Street people hate Halloween. But yeah, so they live on, people are going to come see you now.
We love it. We
Yeah.
love Halloween.
Yeah, so they live on the corner, really cool house.
Oh, that's awesome. I've never
Yep.
been invited.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
You're always invited.
We'll drive
Everyone's
past
always
and show.
invited.
Now he says that.
Yeah. Was that you outside chipping ice by your house the other day?
It could have been me or it could have been Delton.
I think it was Delton. I don't think I saw you.
We've both been out there.
Okay.
I'm gonna be.
I was going to say, because I think for 2 days I saw Delton out there chipping
Yeah.
ice. And I was like, where's his
This poor
son-in-law?
guy has no break. Fixing
Yeah.
tires, finding you a place to live,
Redoing
chipping ice.
houses.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Full disclosure, like I probably wouldn't have chipped the ice, but since Delton's out there chipping the,
You had to go out and help.
Now I
yeah,
have to. Yeah.
I had no choice.
Yep.
That's hilarious. So funny. So like I didn't know who the Dellevoets were, and your wife drives like a van, right?
12 passenger.
12 passenger. And so like, and I was like, who are these people? And I just remember somebody like, I don't know, but they have like 15 kids. That's why she has to have that van. And so from here on out, I was like, oh my gosh, our neighbors have like 15 kids.
And
And
she looks great.
yeah. And they have to drive
Yes,
a
she
minivan
does.
because I had no idea who they were.
And she started early. She's
Yeah.
looking good, Jody. After all those kids.
She's a babe.
Good.
Yeah.
She is. She's
Great
smoking.
Valentine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great Valentine.
Go, Lena.
What have you, since our podcast is Coaching Caffeine and Comedy, have you ever coached anything?
I have actually. So I was a CrossFit level 1 cert.
What?
Yep.
When?
So I got it when I moved here
Okay.
because my plan was to coach. We had a free gym right across the street from,
What?
yeah.
I know this because the volleyball team, I think, used to
Yep.
work out there.
Yeah, I used to coach the McCook High girls.
Yeah.
Where was it?
It was where the car wash is now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was
okay,
like right
okay.
across the street
Yeah.
from
Oh,
McCook CrossFit.
okay. I
Yeah.
think this is.
Did you? So you
familiar.
clearly didn't keep up with it.
No, well, when it expired, I let it expire. We lost our location, and once we lost our location,
Right.
and I have a love-hate relationship with CrossFit.
Doesn't everybody?
I love Olympic lifting.
Yeah.
I hate the rest of it.
Wait. So like, just can you like do pull-ups and things?
Right now,
Well,
yes,
Yeah.
I know how to
Oh my
do those
gosh,
things.
That's what I always say too.
So
right
impressed.
now,
So impressed.
or ever.
Is that something you'd ever think about getting back into?
CrossFit. I love to lift. I love the I love that part of it. Probably not. I enjoyed the coaching piece of it, and I think we had pretty good success. Bailey Hahn, Riley Sis, that team. I think the winningest
Yes,
team in
yep.
McCook. Like we made some great gains with those girls. I think Riley Sis gained like 15 pounds one
Yeah.
summer that I coached her, and yeah, like
Bailey Hahn is a horse.
yeah.
Horse,
Those girls are all of them.
Athletes.
I remember this now because when we did the YMCA Get Fit Challenge, I remember Jody mentioning that one time that you guys used to do CrossFit.
Yep.
But I,
It started in our garage in Kearney, and we had college kids that came and worked out in our garage in Kearney.
wow.
And then we moved here, we had the space, and
Do you still work out and lift and stuff?
not as much as I'd like to.
If so,
But-
where do you go? At your house or why?
My garage.
Your garage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
What's the biggest obstacle for you for making time to work out?
Making time to work out.
But like you only work 1 day a week, right? Sunday?
I do. And
Every-
only a few hours, too.
Yeah, it's like what, 4 hours and it's
Especially now with
Going in.
Chat GPT. I don't even have to write sermons anymore. Like, it's just AI.
going in and check and make sure the coffee's
Yeah, good. And
yeah.
if you find a guest to do Sunday service, you
Oh
you
my
just have to
God.
show up and open the door for people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This last week, it was, I mean,
Easy.
I
Yeah.
barely worked one day.
Yeah, all you had to do was
Believe
get
it.
your soup, your non-winning soup ready.
And what's that can opener?
Yeah.
That crock pot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you made on Friday. Warmed it back up. I'm just kidding.
Served it with some friends. I'm like, I'll just add some more beans. It'll be fine.
Who ended up winning the Super Bowl challenge?
The Super Bowl challenge, let's see, it was Kim Schilling got second place. First place was Tuesday Morning Men's Group that meets. They had like a lasagna type soup. You had to have a fork.
Who was part of that Tuesday?
It was like Mark Reiners and Bob Brown and Bob Elder. I don't know. There's a bunch of them.
That's awesome.
Lasagna
John
soup.
Reiners.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I always think, like, I questioned whether or not it was a soup. Like, if you have to have a
yes.
fork,
Well,
yeah.
right there. Yeah.
That's a rule breaker.
Yes.
They shouldn't have won.
I feel
that
like
Bob, I'm
That's-
telling you,
that-
he'll
yes.
cheat his way
sounds
through
like
anything.
a bad call right
Yeah.
there. Who were the judges?
Yeah.
I don't know if I should out them.
Let's not. Let's not. I
Yeah.
don't want.
I was a
could get-
judge last
that
year.
could
It's
get
tough.
ugly. Yeah.
It's tough.
They were-
The Christianly vibe goes down when you people find out names. It's all gloves come off.
I will say, I think there was a heavy Catholic influence in the judges this year.
You know,
so
I feel like that's been needed. That's the one thing that McCook Christian is missing is some of the saints and the statues and just the feeling, the vibe at all.
there was not enough fish soup. I can tell you that much.
clam chowder, salmon soup. That yeah, I tell you what, these Catholics mess some things up when it comes to a good soup. Yeah.
What religion did you grow up in?
Not a Catholic.
Oakland Raiders,
Oh my gosh.
Sounds about right.
Uh-huh.
heathen. I mean,
Yeah. Are you an only child? No, you're not.
I am not an only child, but in a way,
By choice, just like me, probably.
Were you an
No.
accident?
my brothers are 16, 18, and 20 years older than me.
Oh my God. He's one of us.
Well, I'm
Well,
an
he's one
only-
of me.
I'm an only child by choice.
He's one of me.
yeah.
Yeah. You're
So
a
what's-
baby?
I'm a baby. Yeah.
Oh,
Look at, I'm not saying he's one of us. We can.
Yeah.
When
okay,
were you
this
born?
isn't so bad.
When was I born?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find, what's your,
Yeah.
1977.
no, what's your sign? Like
Oh,
what
oh
month?
Oh my gosh, I'm older than him.
Well, yeah, we knew that already.
We did.
Oh my God.
I was just
We should play the game
I
with
go
him that
from
we did
being-
for with Tristan.
Yeah, I go from being complimented to insulted all within less than an hour. Normal day.
What month were you born?
I'm a
in?
Capricorn.
I'm a Capricorn. I knew we were friends.
Leo.
It's okay.
Yep.
The lion.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on. Okay, so not an only child.
Huh.
Okay.
Baby.
Baby. Are you close with any of your siblings?
I'm close with. I have 3 older brothers.
Okay.
And I'm pretty
All
close
boys?
with. Yep.
Bless your mom.
And I have 4 sons, and we adopted a daughter. So.
You guys have like,
Oh. Yeah, I see. I see what we're doing here.
yeah.
okay.
So anyway,
I didn't know that you guys adopted.
we did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is a crazy story because she's from Ukraine. So
Can we hear this?
yeah.
Okay, let's hear.
You want to hear that? Or you want me?
Yeah, I want yeah, let's do that and I'll come back because I didn't
Okay.
know this.
Yeah. So
This is good. Let's
Okay, go.
So in 2009, 2010, it gets blurry. I went away to South Carolina for 4 months for military training. And when we got done, my family flew to Orlando. We met at Disney World. And we were sitting at this condo. And we're having breakfast. My wife says, I think we need to adopt a little girl with special needs from Russia. And I said, over my dead body, when hell freezes over, like other things.
Right.
I had no idea what she's talking about. So end of conversation. Like I was just like, no, I'm not great with kids. Special needs kids like scare the, yeah, they scare me to death. And so we get home, and at our church that we attend, there's like a movie poster, like a framed movie poster for this little Russian girl with special needs that our church is raising money for someone to adopt this girl. And I realize she's not talking like hypothetically. Like she actually, there was a Russian girl with special needs that she thought we should adopt. And I'm like, oh no.
And she saw it at church.
What's
like,
that?
how can you not? That's like,
Right?
you can't say no.
You can.
But, yeah.
And I did. So she didn't say anything else about it. She just started praying. I read a book called Radical by a guy named David Platt, and we were doing a Bible study with a bunch of freshmen, college freshmen. And in the spring, at that time I was preaching probably 3 weeks a month, just different places, raising money for the organization that I worked for. And so you write one sermon, right? Because you're preaching a different place every week. You know, why do the work? I mean, now you don't have to because AI and everything.
Okay,
but I
here
mean,
he goes. He just looked up his sermons.
Yep.
Probably off Pinterest.
Cut and
yeah,
paste.
Pinterest sermons. There's a
sermons
lot
are
of
the
great
best.
Pinterest
I do
sermons
that for
out
my
there.
workouts too.
I feel there is. And there's a free craft that goes along with the sermon. Yep, I see. Yep.
Okay, carry
And so anyway, so I'm preaching this sermon. It's about David, right? It's about how that when God is going to use you to do great things, it starts with obedience in small things. And there's this line where David's father, Jesse, his brothers are out fighting the war, and his dad says, hey, take these breads and these cheeses and go down and take them to your brothers and bring back word from the battle. And it says, early the next morning, David did just as his father commanded, right? And so, like, that's my message. Like, what is it that your Heavenly Father is telling you to do?
Mm-hmm.
And are you being obedient? And I'm preaching the sermon like every week. And every week I'm getting like sicker to my stomach when I drive home by myself. Like going, oh no, you're not. You're not telling me to do this. You're not. This can't be possible. And that summer, like, so in June, right after I got done with, these churches and these messages, I was preaching to a group of high school kids at a camp, and I said, the world will never take us serious as followers of Jesus until we make a commitment to do radical things that God asks us to do. And it just a light bulb went off in my head, and I literally walked out the door of the chapel where I was preaching, and I called Jody and I said, okay, we either have to adopt this kid or I have to stop preaching because I can't take the internal pain every single time I preach of telling people that God is asking them to do something and they need to be obedient, and I'm saying this stuff and I'm not doing what we need to do. But I said, I don't I'll go along with it, but I don't want any, I'm not going to do any of the work. I'm not going to, this is your thing. I did all the paperwork and all of that stuff. And then we actually traveled to Ukraine to get her. Paulina, which is the Russian girl, was not available to us because you could only have 2 biological children in that area of Russia and adopt. And so Ukraine was available. And Angela, our daughter, became available in the summer. And so we started the process of adopting her. We flew to Ukraine in January, and I stayed a little over 6 weeks. Jody was there for 2 weeks, and then I stayed 4 weeks by myself to finish the process and brought her home. So.
And how old was she?
She was 4.
How was that, when you were over there?
It was crazy. It was really cool. Some of the things so it was 21 degrees below zero or colder for 18 straight days while I was there.
Ew.
I walked a mile every day to see her at the orphanage. I could have an hour a day at the orphanage with her. And so I would walk and see her, and then I would come home, and I was finishing up some seminary stuff online, so then I would do that the rest of the day. I would go get pizza, and I met some cool people, my translator. I got really lonely because it's when you're in a country and you don't speak, when you're not speaking, it gets really lonely. So I Facebook messaged our translator, and I said, hey, can I buy you coffee or dinner? I just need to speak to someone that speaks English. And she's like, oh yeah. And she took me to this this group where all of these Ukrainians were trying to learn English, which is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so I got to go to that a few times. The first night I show up, and she's like, okay, tonight we're going to talk about, in English, was life better under communism or is life better now? It's
oh, that would have been
so I'm sitting
what
in a
an
room,
experience.
listening to these people talk about the
Oh my
differences
gosh.
between communism and how it is now. It's it's amazing. So,
Wow.
and then,
Wow.
so our daughter it was really cool because she had a nanny. There was a girl who was there the day that she got to the orphanage who literally went with her every room that she was in. was like looking out for her. So like she like had her like a personal nanny. And so like when it was time to go, like nanny came, her sister spoke English. So like I had dinner with them, and, her sister translated, and she told me all about Angela, like all of her growing up, all of that. Came time to come home, and like, she picked me up where I was staying at my apartment. We went and got Angela, and like, so she was like there when she got there when she left. It was like, it was amazing. Met her parents, which was heartbreaking because they were crazy about her, but just the way that it is in Ukraine, like you have to both work, and unless you have like kids with special needs, like they can't be in public, like you can't take them to the grocery store, like they can't go to school, like
What?
because it's like a curse from God, like to have, so you guys are looking at me like I'm crazy, right? And so I'm like, so my translator, this is kind of a crazy story. My translator's like, yeah, like, why didn't you adopt a child with special needs in the United States? And I'm like, oh, because we don't do the kind of stuff that you do. Like, we just keep our kids with special needs and yada, yada, yada. Well, she started to do the research. Actually, like, we abort like 90% of the Down syndrome children. Like, so like, she's like, okay, so who's more barbaric? Like, yeah, they're not allowed in public in our country. But in your country, you just abort them. And I was like, yeah, I don't have anything to say to that. And so anyway, so that was, that whole thing was wild. Coming home, you want to talk about buyer's remorse?
Oh gosh. That's horrible.
Thank you for finding a light moment, because my heart needed a little something.
I still just don't understand like how like some parents could like see their child leave for the nanny. Like that would be
the life though. Like that's what we don't understand.
Yeah. They kept Angela for 4 years, and they visited her like twice a month. They brought her, like she had like the cutest dresses, and they brought her like, things to the orphanage, but they couldn't have her because they both had to work.
So what are Angela's special needs?
She's Down syndrome and autism.
Okay.
And so, anyway, so they had a child, they had another daughter, and then somebody at the orphanage said, hey, like there's this organization that makes children available like around the world to parents who are interested in adopting special needs children. Like, are you interested in? Then they made her available, but they still like they still follow her, and they like, so yeah, we still have a little bit of a relationship with them, and they.
So how was the flight home?
Yeah, so 28 hours, right? And
oh my, that was
with
the
a
flight.
4-year-old.
Yeah, well, a four-year-old
just
who
getting
is
to know.
and who's
nonverbal.
nonverbal, still nonverbal.
Uh-huh.
She's been in an orphanage her entire life, and I'm like, you do the whole like, do I give her Benadryl? Do I not give her Benadryl?
Right, yeah,
like
they're
yeah.
still there every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but because you don't know, because it could go
Right.
either way. Like it could
God.
knock her out, or it could like hype her up. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna. She hasn't eaten for 2 days, like because I don't know, like so. I'm freaking out. I already told you that I'm not
The
Right.
kid person.
the kid person.
Yeah.
Look at you, just turning over new leaves. I like this, but
Yeah, so
I feel like this is rolling over a new log. This just isn't a
that's a good point. Yeah.
a lot more than
Yeah, just a leaf.
So we get on the plane, and she immediately falls asleep, and I'm like, oh, yes, thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. She sleeps for 30 minutes.
Before the plane probably even took off from the runway.
She is awake for the next 27 and a half hours, crying and rocking. So you can imagine, like, how it is on a plane, and when people's kids are, and like, luckily the guy that was sitting with us, like, gave us the inside. So she like sat against the wall, and she like cried and rocked for like literally the entire time. Like when we were on layovers, she's crying, and I'm like, oh no, what have I done? Like this is. So we get home, And we get to the airport. She sees Jody. She's excited about that, which, I mean, obviously, I mean, it's Jody.
Right. You both are running to Jody at that time.
Yes. I was,
Arms out,
Yeah.
tears flailing. Yes.
Save me.
so we went to stay at this hotel in Omaha that we always stayed. We loved when our kids were little. It had a 0-degree entry pool. So the boys and I are swimming, and Jody's kind of like hanging out with us. And at some point, I turn around, and Angela had walked in the pool, like in her jammies, because we were like, you know, she needs to go to sleep or whatever. And she starts playing in the pool in her jammies, in her diaper. And like from that moment on, like she was just part of the family. And it's like never look back.
Oh,
It's unbelievable.
I love that.
that is,
Yeah.
wow.
But that makes your heart like, you're so happy that you did that.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like I told somebody that like she saved me because, you know, like you think that, well, I told Luke Reimer and I were talking about this. You think that you're adopting this child because you're saving them. I fell head over heels in love with her, and it wasn't because of anything that she could do or because she did the right things. And with my boys, I was like always just like super like expected, you know, highest expectations, best behavior, best grades, be a leader, like all of that stuff all the time. And with her, like she couldn't do any of the stuff. And it was like, God's like, you really like her, don't you? Mm-hmm. I really like her. Why? I don't know. I just do. Why isn't it like that with the boys?
Oh.
I don't know. And so he just she totally softened my heart toward my boys and totally made me a different parent and probably saved my relationship with my boys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's so huge.
So, yeah.
All the things you think you're doing right as a parent with the expectations and the looking at outcomes and the accountability when it's like love them where they're at, which is hard when you want, you know, you still have to set the bar, but
Yeah,
oh,
for
girl.
sure.
But not a lot of it matters
It doesn't.
comparatively.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
love, the love and acceptance is what they're usually needing most. Wow.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part for your marriage in the early years of being parents and then adding the dynamic of adoption, which regardless if it's special needs or not, is a different dynamic. What was the most challenging part for your marriage?
Yeah, I mean, so I was really nervous around kids. I didn't grow up around kids. And so I was joking kind of the other day, but it's like I went to work for 7 years, you know, when my kids were infants, but like I totally lost myself in my work when my kids were little because I didn't know how to interact with them. And so we were in Lincoln for 7 years. And during that time, I was basically just working. And so when we got to the end of our time at Lincoln, like Jody had 3 kids under 5. She was pregnant, and like I hadn't been home for, you know, and so like it was, we were kind of and I had a great boss who was constantly like, he would come in and he'd be like, go home. I'm like, I got work. And he's like, no, go home. Like, go home and be with your family. And if it hadn't been for him, like it probably would have been even worse. But then, you know, we moved to Kearney, and when we moved to Kearney, like we just made a commitment that we were just going to be our fam. We were just going to be our family. We didn't invite anybody over for dinner. We didn't, because when we lived in Lincoln, like our house was open. We had college kids studying, doing laundry. I mean, our house had kids in it all the time. That was never just, you know, our house. And so when we moved to Kearney, we're like, it's just going to be us. So we didn't invite anybody over for dinner. We didn't, like, for just 2 years, it was just us.
Right. I can understand that. Yeah. That's huge.
And so that was, I would say that was the biggest challenge. But like, because Jody's amazing and she's patient and she could, you know, like she could see that I was growing, but it was hard work for me. And so
what was it about the college age that you related to more and opened your door for, but yet you say you weren't really kids? Like you weren't like a kid person, but you would have people in your home, college kids.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I love teenagers, like junior high kids, senior high kids, like little kids.
It's just a different. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jody will still make fun of me. Like if I pick up a baby, she'll like point and laugh at me because I'm still just like, am I going to break it?
You
like,
had 4 of your own, but you still don't know what you're doing.
yes. Like
yeah.
she's going to listen to this and she's going to laugh so hard because she's, like it's
Just pass, don't let, Kyle doesn't need to hold the baby. Just pass. Next person.
and now I'm kind of getting like, cause we could have grandkids at any point in time, so
Pop.
yeah.
Oh, pop, Dellevoet.
Yeah.
Oh, that kind of sounds like it should be a song. I bet I know somebody with a harmonica that could come up with
Oh,
something.
gosh.
Oh, pop, Dellevoet.
Yeah.
He'd come back on. He could redeem himself with a good song.
Oh, boy.
No,
yeah.
there's no redemption.
Yeah,
Picking up a
he's just
harmonica.
done. He's done for. Done for.
Go ahead.
Okay, just trying to lighten up the moment. So you guys were our first gigglegram.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
What'd you
yes,
think of
they
that?
were.
Did you take any advice that we gave you guys?
No. Yeah. Did you take any advice?
Yeah, I even sent you guys a letter with the notes.
Yes.
I know.
Gosh.
I was getting ready. I was cleaning my desk and I went to I was throwing away some cards and stuff that I got and I put it in the trash and then it flipped open and then I saw all the notes in it. I'm like, oh no, I can't throw that away. There's really good stuff in there.
God's like, you haven't listened.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah.
It just opened up in the
Yeah,
trash.
so give us some input, because we
Well,
need some good
do you
feedback.
remember what
Yeah,
the
what do you
suggestions
remember?
were?
Yeah, I mean, I think you reallocated my staff, which was really good because I'm
nice.
not always great at human resources, and so
Way
we're
too
not
many
gonna-
people there.
We're not kicking the can down the road anymore. We're
Yeah.
kicking them out the door.
I'm just curious. There was 20 people there.
Yes.
Church is only open one day a week.
Yes.
They really only need one person.
that's right.
I'm so
2
confused.
didn't laugh at all. They need to go.
Yeah.
The non-laughers.
Yeah, the non-laughers, I don't even know who they were.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
seen them.
The wine bar, I haven't seen that open up yet.
Yeah, no.
No.
Have you seen them working on it every single week?
I saw a sink in there.
Yeah,
They are.
And
they
it's
did-
Delton.
Oh,
Isn't
my
it
gosh.
Delton?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's
Delton.
building the
They
Yes.
yes.
I
Shit,
want Delton
they
to come.
did.
Yeah.
There better be a 3C something stamped somewhere
Oh my
just so we
gosh.
get a little credit for that.
Probably should just send them a sticker of our thing.
Yes, all the cups probably just need to be Coach and Caffeine
that's a good
Comedy
idea.
cups. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's happening.
Yeah,
Done.
that's a good idea.
Check.
Speaking of that,
the music is still going.
oh gosh,
Yeah,
yeah, I know. That one guy's still up there trying to play the guitar or whatever he does.
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, in case we can't find anywhere, do you guys have a spare room that we can borrow to hang out in?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we could set up shop there. One
Yeah,
day.
we already have. I mean, we have 2 podcast studios in
I know.
it.
Well,
so,
I don't know what the deal is there. Are you gonna charge? We're just put you on the air right now, so we know. Are you gonna charge
we're
us?
working on some things, but in case we hit rock bottom.
Do we have to open the door
Go
every
slow.
Sunday?
Yeah.
What's payment?
Yeah, are we in charge then of a sermon early
Yeah.
or late? I mean,
And when do we get asked to get up there?
that's a really great
that is
question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Because,
Great
this Sunday
question.
after Luke walked up there,
I
Lena and
know.
I looked at each other and
We're
like, any day now.
he's an athlete. We could have been doing this.
yeah,
for
we
you.
could have been
You
right
could
up-
have had the day off.
Yeah, you could have sat up there while we asked him the questions.
Yes, the tough stuff.
Why
Yeah.
didn't you?
Why am I using my
Well,
hands right
I don't
now? I don't know.
Because I feel like we got to get the point across.
Yeah, because he asked one question. I was like, I
I
think he
feel
needs
like
some.
every time I bring a new person, it puts me towards a role at the church. Okay,
How many new people have you brought?
I brought Kira, Joe. I mean, I don't know when you started, but were you there before me?
No,
I'm
you
gonna
brought me.
count that.
Oh, so everybody that came after her.
Yeah,
she gets credit
I'm
for
sorry,
it.
but who's
Volleyball
still
girls?
coming? I brought the volleyball girls.
Okay, I saw them over here the other day. I said, "Girls, what are we doing this weekend?" Did you say anything about church?
Yeah, I told them.
After I saw their dance, I was like, "You need to get to church on Sunday." True or not true? That happened.
True.
Okay.
So Hayley, I have a question.
Oh,
If we're gonna give her credit for everybody
Okay.
that's come after her, do we have to also charge her for all the people that have left? since
Did
she
it
came?
left some?
You know
yeah,
what?
that's
Let's
a good
not
point.
even
It's a good
pull
point.
out that notebook.
Yeah, I know. It's a
that
lot of
folder.
people.
That's why I had to bring a backpack.
Yeah.
He's like, Lena, I got to talk to you about some stuff. People are going, oh, wait.
But when Lena goes, thanks, Lena, for inviting me to church. A lot of people
Girl,
have
you're
invited me.
welcome.
You're the first one I finally went with.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Saved you a seat.
I know.
Didn't buy you one, but I saved you one.
Yeah, and
Yeah, how's that going?
the first.
You know what I'm noticing? People are flocking out to the pews. There's
Yeah,
still a
they're
little
like-
Catholicism. It's that stuff you were born with it. You may not have been raised in it, but you were born with it, and you're digging the pew.
Yeah, the first time
And
Lena
you're-
takes me, and it's
you're
like,
wondering where the kneeler is.
is there somebody that you want in here next to you? Buy a chair.
Did I say that?
No.
Oh, she
Kyle
did.
was.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at you and I'm like, shit, do I need to buy a chair today? Like, this is my first time.
Yeah.
Like, do I need to go write my name on something? I don't know.
It's intense. Yeah.
Gosh.
was like speaking to me.
I always wonder like how people experience it for the first time. So like this is great. Like,
Yeah, no, that first time I was like, Lena, we looked at each other like a lot, and I was like,
First few times I went, sobbed uncontrollably.
oh, not me. I was just
You
like,
don't
the
feel it
quality
like
was that bad.
yeah. It was probably the guitarist hitting the wrong note.
That's
or
true. That
singing the
could've
wrong
been
note.
it. Yeah. What is something you love about McCook? We're gonna jump gears here.
Yeah, like
That's
that.
all right.
Man, the people.
Two of them right here.
Because I,
One
yeah,
and two.
100%. Because I came here kicking and screaming, and I wanted to not like McCook, and I love McCook now. I love the outdoors thing. I love to be able to, when I can drive pretty much any direction and blow up my paddleboard and get on it and enjoy a lake. I can take my dog out in the country and run, can go hunt a pheasant, go look for a deer, call a coyote, like all of that stuff is great. I think we have great, for a small town, we have great art culture, which is fantastic. We have really great food. I mean, I brag on McCook all the time, like when I'm hanging out with friends from, Lincoln or bigger cities. I was like, you don't know what you're missing. Like, I know that you think that, McCook is, podunk or whatever, but if you were there for a few months, like, you would realize.
Yeah, I completely agree. Spend some time downtown and experience
Yeah.
the Dellevoet community. It's awesome.
Do you have anything that you want to tell our fellow listeners?
I don't know. What would I tell them?
I don't know. I didn't know if you had something like you're like, oh, I hope we touch up on this subject or something. Nothing? Okay.
Yeah.
Or do you have any questions for us? How about that?
Oh, whoa. You're going to just let it go?
Yeah,
You're just
I mean,
you're role reversing?
I mean, he talks all the time. Like, maybe he
Yeah.
has something for us.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. So, how are you guys growing? Like, what's your next step right now? We always talk about next steps. Like, what's your next step?
Tell him.
We have, you know what? It's totally, like, this is a
Good episode
Holy
for this.
Spirit kind of moment.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
We are starting our Wednesday Women's, and it's all because of church.
It really is.
Got Hayley thinking about, bringing people together. So once a month on Wednesdays at a different
first Wednesday.
First Wednesday of the month, we are meeting with women who can attend. And like I said, we already have a couple who have said we want to be there. Our number's 10, but it's bringing women together to appreciate each other, to be grateful for each other, to maybe share like their struggle or story or just time together. And we're doing that. What was it? March? What's our first date?
March 1st,
Yeah,
I
is that
think.
what it say?
Yeah.
So that's our big next step, as in something different. But we're also getting sponsors. So we have 2 sponsors. One we can confirm, and that's our
Yes.
financial sponsor, Emily.
Smith.
Yep.
With Edward Jones.
Yep. Put your money
That's
there.
awesome.
Yeah. Put your money there.
And we have one that
Money
we're
market
just-
account, 4
yeah,
point something percent.
Maybe we'll be signing later today, and then we're meeting with one on Friday.
Yeah.
So those are the things that we're doing to grow. So, and we're, our first few months, we've really been local, and our next few episodes are going to be people outside the area.
Cool.
To introduce ourselves to beyond our arm's reach, as we say. in
But our Women's
Southwest.
Wednesday one, like if nobody shows up, fine.
Yep.
Lena and I can hang out.
Yep.
But secondly, like the main thing that we want is like everybody's invited to our table.
Yep.
We kind of talked
Sure.
about this
Yeah,
one
yeah.
at church.
It's all about
Like,
church.
Because, like small town, like everybody's invited.
There's a lot of cliquey stuff.
Yeah, we
There's
don't
a lot
need
of
that.
anti-Catholics, anti-Christians, anti-working mom,
Yeah.
stay-at-home mom,
Whatever.
whatever's.
Yeah,
It's-
we got the
stops
Anytime
here.
Fitness people. We got the YMCA. We're just
No
anybody's
cr-
invited
no
to our table.
CrossFitters, but everybody else is welcome. Keep your shirt on and come on over.
Yeah, we don't
It's just-
judge.
we don't judge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Even
mean girl-
CrossFitters.
Even
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
They can
you
come
heard it
too.
here. You're welcome.
They can come too.
Yeah. So 10 is like
10 is our goal.
When you get to 10, will you like shut the door or like?
No.
No, we'll
That's
just
our
make them sit at
goal.
a different table.
Yeah. Especially.
So
with the-
you
with the
so like at some
CrossFitters.
point you might have
100.
4 or 5 or 6
That
or
would be awesome.
a dozen tables and
Yeah,
just
that'd be cool.
yeah.
and
Just
you
sit
just
there and chat.
so there'll just be a question like this is the question of the night.
Yeah.
Like go
Yeah.
for it
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Yeah.
that's amazing.
It
Yeah.
is.
And and also like within that time, like we have people that can watch children, so like there's no excuses not to go.
Oh great.
Yeah. So
And I think as adults,
Men,
as-
are the men gonna watch the children?
Yes,
Yes.
they
I'm sure this
are.
is a good idea.
yeah,
Well-
because that's the first complaint.
No, Jake's like, go do your thing.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is as women and women who, work with kids, you were both different ages, but I see a lot of, I don't want to say mean girl, but I see a lot of, insecurity of not wanting to branch out outside your circle. And that's so frustrating for me because I'm trying to raise 3 girls who aren't narrow-minded, aren't cliquey, and I'm not just trying to say it in a negative, but are willing to go outside their level of certainty. And so we have to set the example. We have to be the first to, or you're not the first to do it, but we have to do it. And so, come on over.
And like, think if you're like guys are different, but like if you're a new woman in town, like how do you meet friends?
And there's several of them.
Yeah.
There are. And I have watched them walk into a game and all their kids are playing on the same team and not a single, I'm going to get heated, not a single person goes out of their way.
Rash.
I am. Is it getting red?
It's getting red.
They don't go out of their way to say anything. And I think if that was me or my kid in a new place, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So, Wednesday.
Soapbox.
Yep. It's our part of giving.
I'll trip off my box and head over to Puerto on Wednesday.
So this coming Wednesday.
March 1st. Wednesday.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's hard to be a young lady because I think, don't you think the meanness comes out of the insecurity? Like, I mean, I think we all, we all feel it, but I think I think for women it comes out differently.
Unless you look like this, you just let it go. I'd leave it all at the door.
Yeah, but don't you think that everybody is a little bit insecure? Like everybody's wondering like what people
are thinking.
What are they thinking? What are they saying about me?
Really?
Like, you don't?
I don't see. I feel like when we've talked about this, like I used to be that way, but then like hanging out with like people that like, let's not like, we don't focus on what other people think of us. Like my husband's like king of this. He's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like who cares? So,
I wouldn't be able to do what we do if I did.
Yeah.
But we're not in such a venue that we're not reading anything. No one's trolling us yet.
Right. Good point.
Yet.
And even then, who cares?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I think one of the biggest things like with Lena in our relationship is like,
why are you pointing at me?
I don't know. Just stop. It's the heat rash on the neck.
rolls.
It's making me nervous.
And my hair.
Oh gosh. The biggest thing with Lena and I is like, life is too precious of a gift to be worrying about things like that. So like, let's try to spread that to everybody else. Like, easier said than done. But like, if you hang out with people that have that same like mantra of life,
you don't have to like everybody. You don't can be kind.
You can be kind and sweet and
welcome them. Find a middle ground.
Talk about people. Like, there's just so many things. So like, we're just trying to like invite everybody to our table. If anybody needs a girlfriend, we are here.
Yep.
Not to judge, not to talk about anybody else, but just to like be friends and cordial and don't care about what other people think.
Kind of reminds me of some commercials that were
during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Waited. I was like
I didn't watch.
I did sleep through the first half. And then when I saw it at first, I didn't even realize it was connected. It was so powerful that I did not realize everything, all the angst and the negative. And then that was just the message.
I didn't see it.
And it was really
watch
beautifully done.
He gets us, Hayley.
Yeah, he gets us.
He does.
Yeah.
I like it.
You're going to have to see it now.
Okay, now you have to show me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see that on TikTok. I just saw the Rihanna stuff.
Yeah, of course you did.
Because I was like, wait a second.
That's what happens.
Is Rihanna pregnant?
Okay,
like,
so
watch the Super Bowl.
Okay, so I have a question. Maybe you guys can help me out, you ladies.
Okay.
So
Here we go.
That stuff that she was doing with her hands down there, was she like trying to make sure that her baby wasn't falling out, or like what was she doing?
I saw that dance move.
My 8-year-old goes, what happened?
I don't know if that was like the scratch and sniff. I don't know.
I don't know. Wasn't good.
Wasn't
good. Unnecessary.
Very. It's awkward.
But
then again, we're not judging. You know what? Good for her, babe. Like, you got up
do
there.
Your thing.
You shook it. Shook your tail feather.
Yep.
I'm going to say something very controversial.
Okay, let's hear it.
Like, I enjoyed the Rihanna halftime show.
There we go. You know what? Somebody had to.
I mean, she has a lot of songs. She has a lot of good songs. I didn't appreciate all the dance moves. I think, like, I don't have little kids, so I don't think about it from the same way. But I mean, I think she could have done without those. But other than that, like, I actually liked it, and I think like all the guys in my vintage were like, they need a rock band. They need like
George Strait.
Yeah. George Strait. There you go.
It was out there. It's out there.
Amarillo by morning.
Yes, exactly. That's what they needed if they want to bring it back.
But why? So, my girls watched it, and we watched it together. And I guess I listen to some music that I probably shouldn't in front of my kids, but at the same time, I take out of it what I want and what, like, if we're getting pumped up in the morning and we have it going and there's a couple of words that are like, they have to learn to, I can't shelter them from everything, and they're going to see stuff, and they have to learn to make the right decisions about things somewhere along the line. So really, we enjoyed it as a family.
It's a conversation opportunity,
yeah,
right?
It was,
Like,
yes. And we were just, and the thing was, everybody was clothed. So I really felt like, you know what? Some of the stuff that I was more concerned about in the past wasn't an issue. So I was like, when will people ever be happy if we're always complaining? So we chose to like it. There's just a couple of moments that I did internally cringe. I didn't say anything. And one of my kids did just say, oh my, and that was it. And we moved on.
everybody's anti everything, right? Like,
Oh my God, exhaustion. Yes.
I can't, I mean, I have discernment. Like, there's things that I think are good and things that I think are not so good. But I mean, I just can't. I don't have the energy to be anti.
No, I don't either.
And I just see all of it all the time. And I'm like, too short. Life's too precious.
Oh my
Exactly.
God, no
There's
joke.
way bigger things in this world
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
that.
I wouldn't be able to go to 2 churches.
I know. I'm like, Lena, where are you going today? Catholic mass or whatever you guys do. I'm like, that's
Hey,
fine. I'll just go
you
by
know what?
myself.
Hey, I have no like racial background, so but somebody can't say I'm not white enough. I'm pretty white, so but they can't say I don't know if you're Catholic enough. I don't know if you're a good Christian enough. So I just ride the line.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't.
Just imagine. It means a lot of things. It means a lot of things when
I have
you.
no idea.
Yeah,
You just show up.
yeah. That's why I'm like, you know what? You're not gonna put me in a box. I'm gonna do my thing.
That's like 95% of life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Showing
just
up.
showing up.
Oh yeah. And we are.
Yeah.
We
You
did.
know what?
And we will Wednesday.
The coolest thing about going to church now, because I turned over a new leaf after like 9 years or
Yep.
however many years.
Yep.
When we drive past McCook Christian, Lenny's always like, "That's our church."
Yeah.
I love that.
It just melts my
You
heart.
don't want to hear what my girls say when they're like, which one are we going to? And then they get excited. Where they go.
Well, we even have a parking spot now, and I don't know where
do?
Tripp came up with this, but like the last 2 times, I was telling Jake about this. I'm like,
Oh,
somebody
when were you
keeps
talking to him?
after
Seems
church when we walked
unnecessary.
out to the car
Yeah, okay, after
together.
CrossFit.
So we were pulled up, and somebody was parked in our parking spot this Sunday, and I was like, "Oh, somebody's in our spot," and Tripp's like, "Oh, that's bust." That's his
People
new word
say
now.
that?
Yeah, I'm like, "What?" And then he's like,
4-year-olds say that?
Yeah, and then he like ran after church. He was like sitting out there by the car waiting to see who was going to get in it so he could talk to him.
Learned that at wrestling.
I'm like, that's my mama's spot.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Confront the
That's how you
competition.
know.
Yeah.
When you have a parking
Yeah, I'm
spot.
like, that
and
is
you
my
arrive.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy Spirit's moving all kinds of things and Trips are.
Yeah.
It's all about, yep.
It's bust.
Yeah.
That's a good word to say.
That is a good word to say.
Okay, Kyle, do you drink caffeine?
I do.
What is your caffeine of choice?
Oh, that's hard.
Jack and Coke.
Is that caffeine?
Yeah.
There's caffeine in Coke. Yeah.
I go in
Jack and Coke.
I go in cycles. So my favorite thing is I make something that I call redneck rocket fuel, which is a
Speak to
Sounds
us.
illegal.
Yeah.
But yeah, go.
it's a 50,
Did you make this
it's
in
a-
the backyard?
It's a 54-ounce Diet Mountain Dew that I drink about not quite halfway,
Okay.
and then I pour a sugar-free Rockstar in it, and then it's
Oh.
perfect. Or
Do you just let that cook in the sun or like,
Under a tree out in the,
Yeah.
somebody picks it up.
or
do you dare bury it under the ground?
a watermelon Monster in a Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it's
Okay.
very.
He
that's
mixes a lot.
I know.
mixology.
mix a
Kind of
lot.
sounds interesting. If I could do Mountain Dew, it would be sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
If you
I've
put,
never
if you
drank a
put
Monster.
if you put watermelon Monster in Diet Mountain Dew, it'll change your life.
I bet it could actually. I bet it could. It sounds. I want to say kind of nice, but I
Yeah.
just don't.
So what do you guys drink?
Black coffee. She tried my tard this morning
Yeah.
and
Oh
was like,
gosh. I don't know. I drink all sorts of things. Vanilla lattes with almond milk, the Kobza from Jolt and
"Oh
Joe's.
my
Yeah.
gosh, enough
Yeah.
of that."
That you have a drink named
I-
after you?
This
I
is
do.
so upsetting.
I
That's
do.
amazing.
I
Yes.
know. I
She's
mean,
the most
you know
famous
what?
person I know.
So funny. I actually screenshotted a photo today because it was like, Jason brought me a Kobza. And I was like, woohoo. Yeah, I know. That's when you know you've made it
Aren't
big
you
in
cool?
McCook. One day maybe they'll get a, like a Lena,
know
which
what?
will be like a coffee bean or something. Here's a Lena.
You know what happened is they would curse her because her order was so ridiculous that
Yeah,
they
they
used to
hated it.
say that mother
Yeah.
Kobza,
Oh, another-
and now they just call it Kobza. They had
Yeah.
to clean it up.
So
You
what is
can't
it?
cuss. You're gonna have to try it now. It actually is
Okay, so it's a
stupid good.
dark chocolate, real peanut butter frappe with almond milk, no whip.
Wow.
It is good. Was unnecessary.
You like
It is
that?
good.
It's delicious.
It's dumb.
It
It's
was
good.
like my
It's $19.
when I was pregnant with Tripp. I just
So
I like that
expensive.
was my cravings. Were like dark chocolate and peanut butter. So Shonda made it up. Shout out Shonda. And like so then
Nice.
I swear to God I put God I should say
Yeah,
this thing.
okay.
Sorry.
Mhm.
He's listening.
He is listening. I ordered that puppy every single day. Like I kept Jolt and Joe's like out of the red that whole year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
There you
It's
go.
delicious. And if
That's
you let
fine.
it melt a little bit, it's like chocolate milk with peanut butter. It's so good.
So you don't do any designer drinks? Like I even have a designer drink that I will occasionally drink.
And what
I
is
like
it?
an Americano, espresso
Yeah.
and water.
She's boring.
Yep. Black coffee.
I'll drink a dirty chai with caramel
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that.
Would like that.
That
I
would be
wasn't
good.
allergic.
or a cinnamon coconut brevet.
All this cinnamon.
What?
That sounds delicious,
Yes,
though.
I need to try both of these. That's
That
probably why you
sounds
brought the
heavenly.
note cards.
Yeah.
Do you know how sad it is? We're gonna jump for just a second when someone brings note cards and a pin because you may say something amazing.
know he hasn't
and
wrote
they haven't-
anything.
He hasn't even clicked his pin open.
I know. He had it out there for one moment, and then he was like,
I
Nope.
guess I don't need
put it
that.
down. In
I just
case-
didn't know. I carry him everywhere. Like I just
I bet
you
he's
never
used
know.
a few before past company.
Not with us.
Nope.
They've been pretty
Good thing
empty
we don't
lately.
get our feelings hurt.
I'm just trying to be present.
Thank you.
Amen.
Your eye contact's been phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah. Cobes is really working on putting the phone away. It's she's read a couple books, but it's just we're on the
You're
struggle
not my
bus.
children. It's only around my
Well,
kids I put it
I feel
away.
like it's all important people and people that need to feel acknowledged.
You guys are kind of intimidating though, so I could see how people don't like.
What?
Are you saying people aren't going to go to
Are you kidding?
No, no.
Women's Wednesday? Because
Oh,
they're going
no.
to be like, not Hayley and Lena.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
You definitely got to come, women. I mean,
Yeah.
you will
Yes.
love it. It's
Shout
gonna
out. Could you shout that out at Sunday at church?
be, maybe
Just, you know, at the beginning when you're like, hey, a few announcements.
Women Wednesday.
let's
Women
just
Wednesday?
print our own things and put them in the
Margaritas
bathrooms.
and-
He doesn't go in the women's bathroom. We will just put them in the stalls.
You know, we could exchange those cards. That I think they have like writing stuff
Yeah.
for it. That
I think you should do that just
Yes.
because I mean, I should probably tell you this like off.
off air.
just to
It would be funny just
it
to
would
see
be
like
hilarious.
if anybody noticed it.
Noticed, yeah.
Yeah.
So like when Kinlan goes to grab a note card
Oh
to take
my
notes.
gosh. I said, bring a notebook. Don't use those cards. She
Yeah,
takes no. Oh.
Yeah, she's like swatted her across from.
Stop. I was like, stop. Right. I said, use Cobes' phone. Take
Yeah,
notes.
next time
Do I
just
need to
get
make
some-
her some?
Yes, she needs her
Yes.
own
I
note
make
cards.
my own note card pads. So, like,
What? You do?
yeah, check that out.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
real
see
thing.
that. Oh, handy.
You made them your. I don't understand how you like. So you.
Yeah, so they have what's called padding compound.
Hey, take that idea
I
and
feel
let's.
like I'm a librarian and I should know this.
I know, but I feel like we should patent that and make some money
Yep. Let's do it.
from Kyle.
Yep.
Okay, what are you watching or currently reading?
Oh my gosh, I've been reading the same book since Thailand, which is horrible.
We didn't even get to talk about that.
I know, I know. We're gonna have to bring you
I
back.
never was like, I thought we weren't going to have to say that with this one. I was like, this is going to be a one and done. But I feel like it could be a series. Anyways, go.
So I'm reading a book
gonna
called
make a note of
The Truth About Lies and Lies About Truth. And it's just about, I mean, the way that we act, the way that we behave, the patterns of behavior and treatment of other people that we get into are all rooted in the lies that we believe. And
It's deep.
and the truths that we don't believe. And it's really, I think he's onto something like really deeply true and theologically true.
Mm-hmm.
So that book has been really good. I just got done with, I watched, Reacher. And I thought there were 2 seasons of it, and there's only one, and I was
I've
really
seen that.
disappointed.
It's on Netflix, right?
Or
Or Amazon.
Prime.
I was gonna say I've seen.
Reacher?
Yeah, I've
Haven't heard of it.
seen the. I've
Yeah.
seen it, but
Jack Reacher. It's like,
yeah, is it
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I haven't watched it,
Haven't
but
watched
I've
it.
seen
It's
it
good?
come up.
yeah, it was fantastic.
okay?
Yeah, I could like everybody does Yellowstone. Like I tried, I like 5 episodes.
Oh,
I
same.
really
Same.
tried. Yeah, couldn't do it.
Yeah, not my thing. But if you want to send me your login information to watch it, I'd love to try it out.
Still trying.
Still trying.
I
Nobody's
didn't
given it
realize
to
you
me
were a
yet.
Snorter, and you've like snorted like 3 times today.
Oh yes,
So
yeah.
Well, I mean, come on.
I need to listen closer when I listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
Clearly,
maybe not. It's okay.
Do you listen to any podcasts?
I do listen to podcasts.
What's your number one?
My number 1 is Rogan. It'll always be Rogan.
Okay.
Oh, who else said that? Cherokee?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't
Who?
remember. Somebody did.
Christian Conroy. I think he comes to the church
Oh,
every
really?
now and then.
Yeah, somebody did. No, it might not have been. Anyways. Yeah, okay. I've heard that one's really good.
Yep. Huberman's probably my second. You know Huberman? You don't know Huberman?
No, I'm gonna make a note. Right
Oh,
Yeah.
Huberman Lab. He's a neurologist from Stanford.
Okay.
He's wicked smart, and he's big into like he's big athletic performance guy.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Yep.
well, we should
Yeah,
probably
so-
listen to it.
I can't believe it's already not in my playlist in my library.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. You go.
No, you.
You have something important to say?
Nope, I don't.
Okay. So like, and also I put part 1 because we're gonna have him back. I feel like we didn't get into some stuff.
No, we didn't. Yeah, we need to have a part. Say part 1 of 4.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, there's not many people I want to talk to more than once. I'm just going to be honest.
And we only get to see you once a week, so
He only goes to work once a week, so it's hard to.
That's true.
Yeah.
We should get a lot of time to do podcasts.
yes.
Yeah, we could knock these out in the morning.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're turning over a new leaf, and one of our biggest things Lena and I are wanting to do, so we're making our guests do this too. Like, so every podcast we're going to list one person that we're grateful for. So who are you grateful for and why? Only one.
Yep.
Just today.
It's Valentine's Day. It's my wife. Aww. Absolutely. She's amazing. Like, she is amazing. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's funny. When you marry someone, you gotta want to marry someone funny because, I mean.
Good job playing, Jake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good on you. Yeah. So.
She is beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
Sorry.
She's cute.
And she's kind, and like, she's great with our kids and great with everybody else's kids. Like, there's so much to be grateful for.
I love that.
That is nice. See how much better we feel at the end of this?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, you go, Lena.
I went first last time.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say I'm thankful for Kyle Dellevoet.
I'm not either.
For Dalton Young.
It's a good choice.
It is a good choice. That's his father-in-law, Dalton.
Oh, thank you.
You need to meet Dalton.
Yeah, I do.
And just one, because we're talking to Kyle, but secondly, he just gave me like an opening, just like to like get myself out of the place I was in and like I was just in a bad spot. And it's crazy how like a place where you're living can make such a difference. Like, I was living in an apartment, but then I got to live in a house with a dog, and my like whole life just completely changed. And then when we finally sold our house, he was okay with. We had 3 dogs. Those houses. Have you ever been inside of one of those?
The apartments or
those little
rental
huts?
houses?
Yeah. Like, you could go to the bathroom and make your eggs at the same time.
Yeah.
Small.
It's fantastic. It's
Convenience.
multitasking.
That's so convenience.
Like, and I was like, and our dogs are potty trained. Like, we have good dogs. And he's like, it's fine. But like, just the sweetest landlord. Fixed my bike. He was a great person.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Dalton Young. You need to meet him.
I do.
Yeah, I'll introduce you sometime.
Okay, thank you. That'd be nice.
He's a great church inviter.
He is?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he ever invited me to church.
I'm going to have to talk to him about
Yeah.
that.
Well, he probably saw you riding on your bike in heels. Was like, I don't know if she's ready for church.
She needs a little bit more than that. She probably needs something else first.
Yeah.
I'd never lived in town before. I was like, just trying to relive my childhood
there are
days.
certain things you just don't.
So I rode my bike every day to work. Didn't realize how hilly McCook was until I went to the post office one day.
Where did you live that it was so flat that you could do heels in your bike?
Well, nowhere, but like I always rode my bike to work, and one day during lunch I had to go to the post office.
You need to tell us what your earliest career was, because I feel like if you're on a bike and you're in heels,
you had to business professional.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Office manager.
Gosh. Okay, Lena, who are you grateful for?
You know, I'm grateful for my school where I get to work.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like
because
it.
like it's a great. I was still at the college when my girls were going there. I mean, Vivi may have been in kindergarten, and I walked in and I was like, I'm gonna work here someday. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna work here. And then she called me for one job. I was like, nah, I don't know if that's it. And then this one, I was like, yeah, because I've learned a lot, like spiritually, I've grown a lot, and it just feels home, and it's just like a healthy place that my kids get to be so close with kids that are so much older than them that when they get to high school, I feel like those kids will be looking out for them because they've grown up together, you know.
I like it.
So it's nice.
Awesome.
Even though it smells bad. Supposedly, when your lady was over during leadership, and she's like, she went to school there, I think. She's
My
like,
lady?
she works. I'm forgetting her name. She works.
Oh, Ayla.
Yes. She's like, yeah, it still smells like when I went to. It has like this old musty. I have room fresheners everywhere, but anyway, off topic.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Kyle, for coming today.
Oh, man, I've been so excited about
This
this.
is so cool.
Like, I've been waiting for this for months, so.
I don't know how to take that.
I don't either.
Is he being sarcastic?
No, I'm dead serious.
Oh, my gosh.
Like,
Well,
you guys are awesome.
Dang well better be, because he has to come back.
And next time we do
3
this, we'll
times.
probably be at your house. Not your house, but like that one place
No,
you
we're
work
gonna
on
be at
Sunday.
our other place.
Oh, yeah, or that place. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We're just going to pack up and move this thing.
Yep.
Is that so? That's the goal of financial sponsor? Is you gonna get like a studio?
I
like
wish. No, we're just
penthouse,
going to, no, we got to beg for like places because we're not
Are
that.
we buying a van?
Well, yeah.
And we'll just
go
sit
on
in their
the road?
parking lot
I
and
know.
use their Wi-Fi.
Yes,
You can
that's a
borrow
good
my
idea.
van.
Yeah, we can take the 15 passenger.
Oh, that is something we're doing. We are going to be going on the road.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're gonna hit other little coffee shops in other
Yep.
towns.
When is that?
Well, we're just going to go and we're going to like meet people. We're going to do our
Yes.
podcasts at other places.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
since
it.
we
Yeah.
got this new equipment that you have, which I could have just stole from you and borrowed.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are.
You got it now.
You
I
never
know.
know if something
So
breaks
cool.
down.
Exactly.
Stealing could be our second.
Yep.
option.
But anyways, thanks, Kyle, for joining us today. And
Thank you.
Thank you to all of our awesome people for listening to another episode of Coaching, Caffeine, and Comedy. And I'm your host, Hayley Kobza.
And I'm Lena.